Somebody loves me. I love this kit, guys. It's called Sweet Springtime Paper Pumpkin Kit. And what I'm about to show you in this Brother ScanNCut tips and tricks tutorial is how to take the stamped images from this kit, which are super simple black line drawings. We're going to use the pencil trick to fill in any gaps, otherwise they won't scan. And then I'm going to show you how to cut these little guys out. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to put them onto treats. Lots of treats. I'll show you the treats that come in the kit. I'll show you the contents of a kit if you want to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and all that good stuff. All right, let's get started. Hello, my name is Kimberly Smith. I'm the Papered Chef. And if you're new to my channel and you like ScanNCut tutorials, Paper Pumpkin inspiration from Stampin' Up! Products, tutorials on card making, then you're in the right place. And please hit the subscribe button. And now we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is so fun. Oh my goodness. It's one of these things where I discovered it and I was like, I have to share this. So I need to open up another pack of basic white cardstock because all I have here is some that I've already stamped. So, you know, go ahead and stamp a bunch, but I want to show you kind of start to finish because sometimes people don't believe me. They're like, no, my ScanNCut doesn't do what yours does. It's not working right. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, just start from the beginning and don't give me that. I don't want to hear it. If you follow me from the very beginning and you fill in the little gaps with the pencil, you can't say your ScanNCut is special and it's not working right because they all will do this. This is going to be one of those things that all ScanNCuts do. Piece of basic white cardstock. That's important. Of course, have good cardstock. Stampin' Up! Is good cardstock. One of the many things I love about it is the ink absorption. So maybe you're not getting good results. Maybe you're not using that. Okay, so that could be the first thing. And the second thing, you know, try the different inks. Try different things like this. I'm going to just show you all the tips and tricks. This is a stamping pad that came out of my, it's called like a stamp positioning tool. So it came out of there like a Stamparatus tool. So I'm just using that sponge from that. Or you could use these little silicone mats that I've been playing around, that I use for inking up so that you could use a rubber silicone mat. Or go to the Dollar Tree and get the darn baker's mat, you know? Don't tell me you don't have a flat surface on your table, blah, 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 blah. Right? No, you can do this. This is simple. So all I'm doing is inking up the stamp. Now that the bunny's kind of big, so I'm inking it up upside down. And I usually stamp onto another piece of paper first. That's because when I first used a stamp, oh, that came out nice. When I first use a stamp, I need to ink it up and use another piece of paper. But this one I've already been using and I never washed them off. So this is just, I'm going to just stamp right onto there. So we're going to go ahead and put another bunny on there. Hold it for a few seconds. Why Memento Black ink? I'll just go ahead and make 3 bunnies. It won't take that long to cut out. Memento Black ink is a hybrid ink. It's a hybrid meaning we can use the alcohol markers with it because it won't run. And I'm going to use alcohol markers as part of this tutorial. Is what I do is I show you how to cut these out. I'll show you how to color them, and then I'll show you how to put them on projects. How about that? All that fun stuff. All right, so that's the one. Oh wait, I still need my black ink. I just don't need my bunny. I love this bunny. The only thing I would have done is make the eyes a little bit more open so I could have colored in the eyes. Because you can't really color in the eyes because there's not really like a gap for the eyes. Okay, now we're going to do the daffodils. Okay, are these daffodils? You guys will tell me if they're not daffodils, right? That like in this kit. That's what I think they are. Because I have a stamp set called Daffodil Delight. And that's what they look like to me. Okay, we'll do a few of them. All right, now we're going to do the chicks. Oh, nope. Again, leave the ink open. The little chick. All right, so to mount, I should show you all the things. So the stamps came in a little thing. So every Paper Pumpkin kit comes with a stamp set. So I know you might be thinking, oh, I want to get this kit. Well, unfortunately, if you subscribe now, you're going to get next month's kit. That's not unfortunate. It's actually pretty cool. And it goes along with this Meandering Meadows paper we have, and it's a really cool kit. But one benefit of being a subscriber, though, if you subscribe now, even though you're going to get next month's kit because it's after the 10th of the month, is you're going to get a free stamp set. So not only does each one come with a stamp set like this comes with a stamp set. Springtime greetings, welcome baby, and happy Easter. And then all these little stamps, they were on here like this, okay? So I'm just want to show you how I mount it onto a stamping block. I peeled the stamp off, and I stick it on my table, flat side up, right? And I mount it onto a stamping block. I always like to start my tutorials with how I mount the stamps. Okay, anywho, only subscribers can get refills. So you could subscribe for next month, which is cool because, like I said, the kit's going to be really cool. But you won't, if you want this kit, you can get refills or past kits. So I was able to get a refill of this kit and make 9 more projects. I think it was like $11. And I'm going to make 6 more cards and 3 more boxes. Although I took these cards and turned them into something else. And when you get the refill, you get everything, but you don't get the stamp set again. All right, so why am I stamping this so many times? I'm not actually going to use all of these right now, but I'm just going to show you like the trick where I fix a couple and then I don't fix a couple, and I want to show you the differences between what happens when you fix them and don't fix them. Also, Paper Pumpkin subscribers can get special things that nobody else can get. Like they can get these metal dies. These are called for the Love of Spring dies. There's 3 dies. The last one does this little thing here. I don't know where the metal part is. Maybe it's in here. Let me see if it's in my bucket of crafty goodness. Here it is. This is I wonder where that one came from. Do you guys know if that was part of that? Okay. Let me not digress. Maybe that was from Notes of Nature. I think only thing that came in here are these 3. This one and the little daffodil that I just had a minute ago, and it must have just slipped away. Sliding away. Here we go. This is what happens when you have a metal bowl. So these are what I think came in this one. Does it say 4? Nope, 4. It says 4. So maybe this did come in there too. Isn't that cool? So you get 4 little, I think that came in there like that. This is what happens when you throw your stuff into a metal bowl. But Paper Pumpkin subscribers can get cute little add-on things like that. All right, let's get rocking and rolling. Let's get a mat. So we're going to put this on the mat. Oh, by the way, if you have a ScanNCut CM350, I'm using an SDX 125 right now. But if you have a CM350, you're going to have arrows on both sides of your mats. So if you have an arrow on both sides, then you have a CM model. Now, if you're trying to use a mat like this with a diamond on the bottom in a CM machine, that might be why your mat's not loading. I'm always getting this question. It's like I wake up every day with the same questions. I really need to clone myself. And I'm not even kidding. In all seriousness, I think I need to make... I think I'm going to do a clone of using artificial intelligence to just answer the same questions every day that I wake up to. My mat's not loading. My ScanNCut's not scanning. I have the same questions like every single day, and then I type out the answer. But if I get a little bot, it could have a conversation back and forth with the same answers that I would say. I think I'm going to train it. That'll be fun to do. Anywho, let's get back to this. I'm going to zoom in. So that was just a troubleshooting tip. So I'm using an SDX mat. Now, what do you need to do when you have gaps is fill them in. I'm not going to fill in this last bunny. We're just going to, well, I won't fill in the middle bunny because the middle bunny's not stamped as nice. We're going to fill in this bunny with the pencil. This is the pencil trick, I call it. 1 gap, 2 gaps, 3 gaps. Okay, we're going to do it over here again. I'm going to do it one more time. 1, 2, 3 places to fix. If you don't, you're going to see what happens. It's going to scan the inside of this bunny, and you're going to have a big hot mess. So we're going to fix these now. Okay, let's fix. These are easy to fix. Top of the flower, top of the flower. That's the only 2 gaps, so we might as well just fix them all. I mean, there aren't any other gaps in this flower. Why a pencil? Because you want to erase them when you're done. Because the artist on purpose left gaps. And part of the artwork is you don't want to mess with someone's artwork. We have, now I'm going to do the chick. Okay, so for the daffodils, let me see if somebody told me if they were daffodils, right? Let's see. Yes, thank you. Deborah, thank you. Good. Deborah Leesky knows about her flowers. All right, good. So anywho, for the daffodils, we're able to fix them. Now for the chicks, we're going to fix them. We're going to go to the top of the chick's head over here. Now we hire at Stampin' Up. We meaning I'm an independent demonstrator, but the company has graphic artist. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And the graphic artist, and I'm not going to fix that one. I won't fix that one. I'm just going to fix this one. So we fixed this one. We didn't fix this one. And we didn't fix these two chicks because I like these stamps much better. I'll show you the difference between the ones we fix and the ones we don't fix. So we hire them. They're trained. They're professionals. They know what they're doing. And if they leave gaps, they wanted to have gaps. So you want to do what the artist intended. And so you're going to erase them later. Like, see, to get them to go back to normal. Now you see how I've already erased these gaps after you scan them in. Okay, so just something to keep in mind. All right, bringing the machine over here. I'm going to load the machine. And I'll show you what the machine looks like and what I loaded with in a minute. But it's just loading, and now I can move this closer. So I have this ring light on, and by the way, I'm using an STX model with an auto blade, so don't need to set the blade depth on this guy. But if you are using a CM model, blade depth for basic white cardstock, not the regular, not the thick basic white, blade depth would be a blade depth of 4 for basic white. Okay, thick basic white would be 5, but I'm using regular basic white. Anywho, let me turn out this ring light. See, it's going to go dark because ring lights, or any kind of side light, it's okay to have the overhead light on. But the side light shines through this to the scanner and messes up your scans, and then that will be like a problem. So, you don't want to do that. All right, so here's some chicks and bunnies I had earlier on my screen. We're going to start at the beginning. We got everything done. We're going to click the home button, delete all patterns. And by the way, this is where I loaded the mat using this button here. Right there. That's the button I used to load the mat. All right, starting at the beginning, you see when you turn on your machine, you see pattern and scan. Pattern refers to built-in patterns. Loads of tutorials on this channel on how to work with built-in patterns. But right now we're not. We're doing the scan. If yours doesn't scan, sometimes people tell me, my machine doesn't scan. I don't know what you're doing. How is your scanning? Well, it's because I'm using a ScanNCut. Okay, ScanNCut. If yours is not scanning and doing what mine's doing, yours might be called a design and cut. Design and cuts do not scan. Only ScanNCuts scan. Okay, just so you know. Not trying to be sarcastic, but it is the truth. All right, so let's go in and we click scan. It has a built-in scanner. That's what I love about this machine, among other things, because right out of the box, you can just scan. Now it's asking, do you want to directly cut or do you want to scan to cut data? This is if you want to save what you're cutting. Do you want to scan to a USB stick? No. Do you want to transfer to Canvas Workspace? Not right now. There's other times I do this and I come back. But right now, we just want direct cut. We're going to directly cut out these images. The next thing you're being asked is, where do you want to store the images? This is just temporary storage. It doesn't matter. I always pick the machine, store it on the machine. You can store it on Canvas Workspace if you have an account set up. If you don't, just click the machine. Next, it's asking, do you have a 12 by 12 area? Well, yes, I want to scan the whole mat, 12 by 12. But if your images are only on the top of the mat, you can go ahead and scan up to 12 by 6. Okay, so that's 12 by 6 instead of 12 by 12. So that's something to keep in mind, but only if you have an STX. This option is not available in the CM models. All right, next is, yes, black and white recognition mode. Even though if these were color, it doesn't matter if they're color or pattern paper. Always try to start with the black and white recognition mode and not color. Saves you a lot of time. So anyway, what we're trying to do right now is recognize these images. So what it's doing is it's scanning in. We have no interference from our outside lights. We've helped it along by filling in any gaps with the pencil. We did not fill in all the gaps. We did not fill in gaps on this one, or this one. And I'm going to get to compare what that looks like now, the ones we didn't fill in gaps for. All right, so, and sometimes it works without filling in gaps and sometimes not. It all depends. If you're saying, I'm not getting good results, you may want to move your paper to other, like take your piece of cardstock and flip it around, move it to another part of your mat, because sometimes it works better in another area. All right, first thing we want to do is click OK. And now you're going to see good things and what might look like a hot mess. So to me, this is good. When I see this, I'm like, oh, Ave Maria. This is good. Why? Because I can see right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things are perfectly scanned in. Now, it might look to you like, I don't understand what I'm seeing here. Well, what you're seeing here is my mat is dirty, so it's trying to select all the area in the bottom of matte, that's not part of the image. So the first thing is just get rid of all, like as much as we can, but don't go too close to the bunnies because we need a little border. So first we're going to get rid of things we don't want by making a selection. All right, next we want to get rid of things we don't want by ignoring object size. All right, I wrote a note here. Let's see where my note is on my sticky note. All right, I wrote, like my professional note here, ignore objects up to 0.75. All right, this is why. Because when you ignore them past 0.75, that's 3/4 of an inch, by the way, and we're doing, if you ignore things any bigger than that, then your little chicks disappear. So watch what happens. So like 0.75 I can ignore and it'll get rid of like stray marks. But when I start ignoring things that are bigger, my little chicks, look, when I got up to about an inch, my little chicks start disappearing. See, all those disappeared. So if you go too big and you ignore objects that are too big, you ignore the very thing you're trying to cut out. So I just went with 0.75 as far as a recommendation. So Janet, who's on my team, and she always watches my videos. Thank you, Janet. She sometimes writes the settings for me. So like, this is what the settings are for this tutorial. All right, anywho, we're going to click OK, and we're going to do the next part, which is getting rid of things we don't want. But I want to show you why there are things we don't want. Okay, and before we put an outline distance around them. So let's zoom in and look at this bunny. Because we did not enclose the gaps of this bunny, it went ahead and did a double cut. It's trying to cut the whole inside of the bunny. You're going to waste paper. You're going to get frustrated and waste time if you're going to go ahead and cut that out because it's not a good cut. It's not a good shape to cut. Same with this one. This bunny, this chick cut the inside of it went into the inside of the head. And I can tell it's all messed up. In fact, maybe just zoom in a little better to see. See? It's a double cut. It's a messed up cut. So we need to get rid of the cuts that we don't want. It's messed up on purpose because I didn't fill in the gaps on purpose. Anyway, you click OK, and you're going to see this outline distance. So click on the outline distance, and you're going to select 0.04 outline distance. Okay, now it helps make the outsides of the ones that did get selected really smooth, and it's really nice. But the ones that didn't get selected, it's even more well-defined how many extra lines there are. So go ahead and put the 0.04 outline distance. That's your settings. Okay. Now we're going to click OK, and we want to get rid of this bunny and this chick. This one fixed itself, even though we didn't use the pencil trick. So let's go ahead and click Edit. Now, to review, we're getting rid of something we don't want to cut. The first way to get rid of something you don't want to cut was we made a selection using our stylus. The second way is that we ignored object size. The third way to get rid of things you don't want to cut are by selecting them and hitting the trash can. So that's all we're doing here is selecting objects and hitting the trash can. So you can select objects with your stylus like so, or you can use this toggle selection button to go back and forth among the objects on the screen and delete the things you don't want to cut. So that's it. Now we're ready to cut, and we have the 0.04 outline distance, which is good. Why do we do that? Because it gives us like an extra little, cute little extra border, like you would have on a metal die. Now this is what's called, this ScanNCut is an electronic die cutting machine. You may be used to a manual die cutting machine where you cut metal dies, and usually they have like a border around them, and that looks really nice. So that's why we do the same thing when we're using an electronic die cutting machine. Okay, now you just click OK. Sometimes you got to click OK a couple times, and then you get to the point where it says cut, and you click OK, and then you click start. And it's going to take, I'm going to leave all the settings the same, like automatic pressure, speed, automatic, etc. We're going to click start, and it's going to take, it's estimating 2 minutes. That means more than 1 minute, but less than 2 minutes. At this point, you probably shouldn't move your machine while it's cutting. But at this point, you can turn on your light because it no longer has to scan. It only has to cut. All right, so let's see. Looking at all the comments. So thank you guys for watching. And, you know, if you are watching, it says 52 are watching, which is amazing for this late time at night. Then please hit the like button if you like what you see so far. That would help this channel. My videos get shared with more people when the algorithm, the little, artificial intelligence right out there, thinks that people like my video. Then it shares my videos with more people. Hello, Kathy from Backyard Stamper. Hello, Lynn McFarlane. Hello, nice to see you. Christina, thank you for being a channel member. Hello, Melissa from Texas. Yvonne is here. Nice to see you again. Phil from Florida. Deborah from New South Wales, Australia. Charlene from Philadelphia. All right, Kathy is here. Thank Kathy B. All right, thank you, Lynn, for all the love. And thank you, Deborah. She says she loves the ScanNCut tips and tricks. All right, we have a few different Deborahs here, right? All right, so thank you. Oh, it's time. Australia. Okay, the creative Graham. I like that. Creative Graham is asking what time it is in Australia. So we'll see if you guys answered. Hello, Bev from Maryland. Hello, Pat. Easter and spring are her favorite. Pat is saying, I know. Don't you love these bunnies? These just make me happy. So I will keep on saying hello. We stopped with Pat loving the bunnies, and we'll keep saying hello in a minute. So let's just do what we got to do to keep the tutorial flowing. All right. Why do we have these that didn't scan? Because we didn't fill in the gaps. Okay? It's our fault. I mean, it's good. It's on purpose. If we filled in the gaps, it wouldn't have tried to do the double cut and all that stuff on the inside. These came out perfectly. And I'm going to show you another trick about getting a border around these. So what we need to do to figure out what color border is we grab the instructions. And I'm just going to pick maybe that looks pretty. What one is that? Berry Burst. Okay, so let's grab out some Berry Burst. I just happen to have a lot of that color, which is good because we're gonna use that to make an extra layer. And then we're going to erase and everything. So where do we put the Berry Burst? Well, first let's get these off the mat. So to get them off the mat, you're going to use your spatula, your fingernail, or you take your pick tool. This is a cool tool because there's a tiny spatula on the end of it. And love this tool for the ScanNCut as well. So, and it's good for weeding. Not that kind of weeding. Weeding means getting rid of little bits of vinyl that you don't want. Okay, so anyway, that is how to get your thing off the mat. Now, you can also bend the mat like this. Bend. It's like, what's the movie? Is it Legally Blonde? Bend and snap. Bend and snap. All right. There we go. And put that in there. All right. We're going to erase these later, but we're going to get this going first. But aren't these beautiful? We're just going to admire our work. We're going to admire the time that the ScanNCut saved us. We're going to realize how much better it does than us trying to use scissors, and how it gets into all the little nicks and crannies, and how it puts a beautiful, even outline around your stamped images, and how much time this saved us, right? That's what we're going to do. But now we're going to take these and we're going to put this paper. You're going to remember where you have your images. So I'm not going to put this paper down here because remember my images are up there. So we're just going to put this paper somewhere there. Okay. Somewhere there. And just kind of, I know I have a brayer somewhere. Look at all these rhymes. I'm like Dr. Seuss today with all the rhyming. Okay, gonna do the brayer. Roll that on there. Oh, I did add my accessories to my Amazon store, guys. I think the brayer is finally there under ScanNCut accessories. And I put my really awesome eraser because you guys keep me on my toes. You said my eraser wasn't there. Well, I thought it was there, but I put it under tools. This exact electronic eraser. Less than $10. Go use my link to get this eraser. It's a lifesaver. All right. So, anywho, I put the piece of paper there. Now we're going back. Now, again, it doesn't matter that I turn out my light. I'm only turning it out. I'm no longer scanning for the next part, but I'm turning it out just so you can see my screen better. So what you're going to do is go back one step. This is if you want to do this. This is something fun to do. You're going to go back, and you're going to go to outline distance, and you're going to click on 0.08. 0.08. Why? Because the Berry Burst is going to look really cute, with a bigger outline around it. We're going to click on cut, and we'll show you what that looks like. So cut, start, and now it should take still more than a minute, less than 2, but it's going to make a bigger, wider outline. All right, lots of fun conversations going on here. All righty. So we left off. Bev Farmer is here from Maryland. All right, and we said hello to Michelle, or we didn't say hello. Hello, Michelle. Gail Weiss just got a brother ScanNCut and thanks me for all my videos. She said, I want to thank you for your videos. I knew nothing about using the machine, but you have helped me so much. Oh, you're very welcome. So if you just got a new ScanNCut, check out my brother's ScanNCut Beginner's Guide course on Udemy. All my courses, there's 3 little dots down here on the bottom of the screen. Click on that, go to my page where it says offerings, and then scroll down and you should be able to see ScanNCut Complete Beginner's Guide course, and there's a link there. You could take that course. All right. So Lynn is also telling you about my workshop. I have a ScanNCut retreat, and you'll learn everything from basic to advanced in that retreat in one day. And there'll be recordings of it too. I'm not saying you're going to learn it all in one day. I'm saying we're going to go over a lot of things in one day for this machine. And so that is on March 30th. And if you sign up by tomorrow for the retreat, click on the 3 dots, sign up for the retreat to get the kit. If you're in the United States, you can get a really cool epic retreat kit. But the reason I need you to sign up by tomorrow is so I can get you some free celebration items, because celebration ends tomorrow, February 29th, 2024, in case you're watching this later. All right. So, and Chardine's saying that's how she learned how to use hers, and so is the creative Graham. God, I love that name. That's so fun. Hello, Linda. Okay, Linda's saying, I just got back from vacation. Oh, you felt crappy and pulled out I don't like to say that word on my channel, but a C test. So that's, sorry you are sick with the big old capital C. That sucks for everybody. Oh, sucks for everybody around you, I mean. Get rested, but I'm glad you're watching my videos. That's a good thing to do while you're sick, because at least you can have some fun. All right, we're clicking OK. We're saying hello to Denise Wisdom, who is a channel member, a YouTube channel member, and I thank you for your support. And Kathy's saying tomorrow's the last day to sign up for the ScanNCut retreat to get the kit. Now, there's still a virtual option. You can always sign up virtually to come to my Zoom, and from anywhere in the world. But, of course, if you're in the U.S. and you want to get that really cool retreat kit, I need to have a time to order all the stuff. Plus, I'm going to Houston in the middle of the month to a Stampin' Up convention, I guess you're going to call it. And so, anywho, I have to mail everything before I leave. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Jenny from Alaska. All right. And Karen T is saying, today I stamped 2 sentiments that went together, drew around them with a pencil and cut them out. Yay. All right, you can do that. You can draw around them, cut them out, the sentiments, or you can use the built-in shapes to cut sentiments. All right, there's still more to say hello to. I will say hello to you in a minute, but I need to get back to this tutorial. So let's turn this on and get this going here. So the next layer is that you pull this off, and you're going to get the little bunnies that you cut out earlier. And this is so fun. I'm going to show you how to color too. This more to the tutorial. But look. Look at the berry burst. Look at the bunny outline. I love it. Love it. Now, if you don't want to use an eraser or pencil with an eraser, then what you can do is you could have used a black pen, but then you would have filled in the gaps. You can see how these mats are not very sticky, guys, so these things just come right off, you know, with or without a spatula. All right, I'm going to go ahead and unload the mat. And there's an unload. The same button I loaded with says unload. And I click OK. So now we shall put this here, erase. All right. So you're going to match those up, and then you're going to pop them up with dimensionals. But first we need to, color them. So let's get out the Stampin' blends that I have for this tutorial. Okay, here we go. I picked for this tutorial, I'll just turn this camera like this. I picked Petal Pink, let's see, Granny Apple Green, and Daffodil Delight. We will do a Petal Pink bunny, and then we'll do a Daffodil Delight chick, and we'll do a Daffodil Delight and Granny Apple Green on those. So let's just not erase them all, because you'll get the idea if I erase one of each. We'll just erase the ones we're going to color. How about that? But you just know that you need to erase them all. So I'm going to leave them here in my little pile. If I pile them up, I'll know I need to erase them. So I don't take them out of this work area until I get them erased the way they're supposed to be. So electric eraser, pretty cool. And you're going to just go like that. I mean, it takes batteries. And well, I got this years ago when it wasn't a big thing in the U.S. and my Canadian friend sent it to me. And then later it became like a big thing. So now I can recommend it. I wasn't even able to get this. Okay, we already erased that one. All I did was erase the top 2 parts. Remember how many parts you have to erase. So this one has 3 parts. The head, the belly, and the tail. Shake those tail feathers. Okay, so, it's not much, but you need to do it. And then this one has this little part down here in the very bottom middle. The bunny has that. It has the tail to erase. And it has this over here on the left side. The ears were just fine. Now, I think it does make a difference in the drawing to have those gaps open back up. But if you didn't want to use the pencil trick at all, there's a couple other alternatives. One alternative is just to fill it in with a black pen. Actually, I'll give you 3 alternatives. But at first, let me get the tape to clean up my thing. Okay, so 3 alternatives to doing what I did with the pencil trick. So one alternative would be you fill in with the black marker and like a permanent marker, fill in the gaps, and then it's easily detected, okay? That's one alternative. Alternative number 2 is use my washi tape trick. My washi tape trick is go inside and you can just put like tape where the gaps are, like so, right? And then you're still kind of making a line. You're still filling in the line, but then you don't have anything to erase. That's what I call my washi tape trick. I'm also using washi tape, by the way, to clean up all the erasers. That's what I'm actually doing it for, but I just happen to have it, so I wanted to show you that trick. And then the third trick is, and this one works really well, but I don't really like to do it, and there's a couple of reasons I don't like to do it, but you could just color your images first. And if you just color your images first, then you don't need to use the pencil trick at all because the gaps are going to be filled in. So I'm using the Dark Daffodil Delight. By the way, right now, this part of the tutorial is where I'm showing you how to color. Well, actually, I better zoom back out. That's a little too close for comfort. Anywho, what I'm doing now is the Dark Daffodil Delight around the outside. And the reason I don't like to do the one where you color first is because not all images cut out correctly. And what if your machine wasn't aligned and you just got done coloring all these images and then you scan them in and then they didn't cut right. They were a hot mess, so they didn't cut right. And you're like, oh, I wasted all that time coloring. So that's one thing to consider. Okay. And another thing is sometimes I just cut out a bunch of things. Now I'm using the Light Daffodil Delight. They come in pairs of light and dark. I'm just going to use circular motion to blend the dark to the light. The dark was around the outside, and now you can either go in like so with the little brush motion like so, or you can do circular motions. It's a lot easier to blend the light and the dark. And they blend better when you let them sit for a bit. And 3, the other reason I don't cut before or color before I cut, one is they don't really, one, you might not, they might not cut out right. Another thing is I like to just have a bunch of things not colored. I'm just using now a marker because the blend tips are just too big for this little thing. I'm coloring in with pumpkin pie, the little feet and the beak here, but if I used a blend marker, which I do have pumpkin pie blends, the tips are just too wide. So this works better for the beak, I think, using a marker. This is a water-based marker. These are alcohol-based pens. Okay, now I'm going to go back and use the Dark Daffodil Delight again for this one. Okay, I'm in my she shed, and there's little bugs crawling around. That's why there's bugs out here. Anywho, they get attracted to the light. They love my ring light. So I'm doing the Dark Daffodil Delight for this daffodil. And then I'm going to just do the tips in dark. And I'm using the thin side of the marker. So every marker has a thin side, and it also has a brush side. So when you have small areas like this, you just use the thin side. And when you go outside the lines, which I just did, you can use a, color lifter pen to lift off the colors that you don't want. All right, let's see. That should be the dark. It's all for the dark. They're kind of harder to snap on there. And now we have the Light Daffodil Delight. And I can use the thick side because I'm just going over the dark side. The thicker, wider side is okay to use now because I'm just brushing in there. And then for the tips of the daffodils, I'm just going to go and use this. Okay, so we're done with the Daffodil Delight. Let's start coloring our bunny. Honey bunny, dark petal pink. And I did one bunny in fresh freesia. I did one bunny in petal pink. And then I did one bunny in pool party. So you're going to get to see my different bunnies. This is the dark petal pink. And petal pink is one of the coordinating colors. So I think by extension, I just took other pastels and just said, oh, well, if petal pink is one of the colors and I know pool party coordinates with petal pink, I just figured I'd color some in pool party. Even though pool party is not an actual color for this kit, I did want to put one of my cards on a pool party background, and it looked just fine because I know from other types of paper that petal pink coordinates with pool party. And now we're going to get the light petal pink. So you saw how I did it. Here, let me just show you. See that? I did all the outer parts in the dark petal pink. Now I'm going to get the brush side. Well, actually, let's see if I can use the brush side. Yes. Brush side, circular motion, light petal pink. Trying not to go outside the line because this brush is needs a little trim. I trim my brushes when they get all gnarly at the end. All right, so that's that. Now I think you need, again, it's all up to you, but I think everybody needs some Wink of Stella, the glitter brush. It makes a difference, plus it also finishes off making it look a little bit darker as well, especially because I just opened this glitter brush. I think I opened it on camera, one of my last couple tutorials. And there's still like lots of glitter oozing out of this one. So it does make my bunny a little darker, which is better. Now, petal pink isn't my favorite pink. I would say right now my favorite pink, well, of all times was probably, there was like a pink pirouette, I think it was called, or another kind of pink. But there's the pink right now that I like better than this pink is Flirty Flamingo. But it's kind of too dark for a bunny. So petal pink works good for a bunny, even though it's not like a super happy pink. All right, now, we need to do that on our chick too. Get the chick some glitter. All right, now we're going to do the bottoms of this. So we're going to use Granny Apple Green. We're going to use the dark one. I use the dark one for out here. And instead of trying to blend it, because the areas are just too small to blend, I just went dark on the outsides. I'm just turning it because I'm right-handed. And then I went, let's see. And I just went with the light Granny Apple Green for this side. For the inside, I mean, not this side, the inside. And yes, it needs Wink of Stella. All right. I was just looking for my, what's called a color lifter tool. Sometimes things just fall. All right, go here and get that. All right, so that is that. Now we're going to take the Stampin' Dimensionals, which are just a little bit of puffy adhesive. And we're going to here, adhere these to, there's those extra little layers that cut out. All right, so let's take this one, for example. Now, they do sort of match up, and not everyone is exactly the same. So before you adhere them, make sure they match up nicely. They should all be like pretty much the same, and that one's perfect to me. But sometimes there's a little bit difference in the way they cut out because each one's scanned in individually, and don't worry that the color leaks through in the background. That's fine. That's what alcohol markers do when you're using basic white cardstock. All right, let's move that little mini dimensional over there. So you're going to take that and you're going to pop it up. All right, isn't that pretty to have that extra beautiful layer? So when I do my final tutorial on this month's kit, this will be featured in one of my cards or something. We're going to use all of these things. I don't just do it for the heck of it. We do it because these are perfect embellishments to use for Easter cards and such. And my mom made over 20 bags for an assisted living facility because we are in charge of their birthday month. The month of March is a birthday month, meaning my church group's in charge of the birthday month of March. So we have a birthday party for everybody there. And she made the bags, and I'm going to be putting extra little treats inside the bags, in addition to making the Easter baskets out of her bags. I wish I would have had the... I'll bring the bags to my next tutorial. How about that? I'll bring my mom's Easter bags when I show you the final projects. But isn't that cute with the little berry burst behind it? And let's see if this little guy matches up. Again, you just check which one matches the best. I mean, they're pretty much the same, but sometimes one matches better than another based on the way the beak is or something. I'm going to go with the first one. I think that was the one. And I just need one dimensional for this guy. All right, so now you know how to, I'm just going to put this on the background, how to stamp, cut, layer, and color stamped images with your brother ScanNCut. All right, so Erin Ulner, hello Erin, nice to see you. She said she got on the live, but she's just watching unmuted. What class retreat are you offering? I'd love to participate. Okay, so Erin, maybe Kathy can steer you in the right direction. Kathy from Backyard Stamper has been fielding questions about it. So I have a retreat. It's March 30th, and it's an all-day retreat. And you're just going to go there and actually go read about it. How about that? Go to the 3 dots in the corner. You're muted. All right, so because you're muted, you're not hearing what I'm saying. So Kathy, please type her the answer and just tell her to go to the offerings, and she can sign up for and read about the retreat and sign up for it. All right, so cool. Hello, Janet. Yes, Cindy and Ginny, it's time to dust off those machines. Thank you, Janet. And hello, Jan, and thank you for the love. Hello, Marilyn. Yep, and thank you guys for giving Ginny lots of confidence, because she's had it since Ginny's had her machine since Christmas 2022, and it's time to learn it. This is why I'm having a retreat. So you spend hours actually working on your machine, and you're not sitting around watching my videos, guys. Not watching videos and not taking action, right? So thank you, Denise, for signing up for the retreat. And Cindy's blooming art and says she loves the electric eraser. Yeah. Oh, she has an electric eraser and the knead eraser too. I just also use, by the way, I also use this kind, and I also love just white erasers in general if you're not using an electric one, because you just don't want to use the end of a pencil eraser, because it'll leave like a big red mark on your stamped images, right? So Cindy's Bloomin' Art is from Gulfport, Mississippi, and she's taken the plunge to learn. Thank you for being a new subscriber as well. All right, Debbie, nice to see you. Thank you for being a channel subscriber. All right, so let me now, as promised, hello, Amy. All right, I promised I was going to show you some examples. Now, this is not actually the ScanNCut, but I wanted to show you this example because you can put the stamped images on a wobble spring. So I didn't get that far yet with this, but I'll put one of these on a wobble spring on one of the boxes. But the reason I wanted to show you this is what fits in the box. I stuffed this box. It's the only box I stuffed, and I just want to show you how much stuff fits in the boxes that came in this kit. I mean, a lot. Let's put it that, a lot. So I have I went to Sam's Club, and I got the M&Ms, the pastel M&Ms, and I put them in little bags for that project I was telling you about, the assisted living project. These are for my husband's a teacher, so I'm putting lollipops in some of his little bags. So now you got nerds, okay? You got Tootsie Roll 1, Tootsie Roll 2. Look at all the stuff that fits in this box. Tootsie Roll 3. Here, Sour Patch Bunnies. I mean, there's more probably would fit in there, but you get the idea. Okay, so pretty cool. Now I'm going to show you, and this is an empty box, but I want to show you what to do with the bunny because, as promised, right? Yee, I just love it. It's going to definitely look better with the border on it. I mean, for sure. And with a wobble spring. This is a die I have from another set of dies. This is not a die that came in the paper pumpkin kit. So that's one project. All right, here's another project. This is the die. This is all the stamped images. 1 chick, 2 chick, and 2 daffodils. And again, it's going to look cuter with the border. Now, this one is from the little metal die I told you about. This one. Okay, that's where I got that. You go to sign up in the... Oh, well, you guys have to write her back because she's on mute. So she's asking where to sign up. So you can't really put links in this chat. So just go to, someone please go to the offerings in the description of this video. Papered Chef's offerings. All right, so anywho, that's this one. That's what I do. And let me get some more examples. All right, this example is, I'm going to show you how to make, this is so simple to make. Well, I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to make this. I'm going to show you more in my tutorial, but I want to show you right now, like how I made it, like to take the mystery out of this. This is just taking the cards and you're going to turn it into a treat. And this is what I want to do with most of my things, but I'm also going to try to squeeze Happy Easter in there. And this is a Ghirardelli chocolate bunny that fits right in there. And this is what I want to do with most of my cards, because I think I'm going to have enough. I'm going to cut up my cards. All right, now, let's see. This is what I want to show. Okay, there's more. Okay, here's one where I'm using this little twine is from the Zoo Crew suite. Oh my goodness, it's just too cute for words, these little chicks. Another bunny is inside this one. So I'm going to make a bunch of these. I think I'm going to go with this style. The reason is when you put the bunny on, it's the same style, but they put the bunny on and it's too tall to fit the Happy Easter. So I think I'm going to go for one chick and Happy Easter with this die for all of these treats. That's what I think I'm going to go for. When I say go for, I'm going to make some more. So to take the mystery out of that, when you have a paper pumpkin kit, you get these little cards. Let me find the kit here. I promised I would open up a kit, but I don't know if I even have any cards left. But so when I open up a kit, I'll show you the cards. Okay. Anyway, anywho, you have. Well, no, I can show you. I can show you a card because this card here is a card that came with the kit. So you can use the contents of the kit to make this exact card, which I love, but I just don't need that many Easter cards, right? Or that many spring cards for that matter. So I'm cut them apart and you get 3 treats out of 1 card. 3 of these treats. So all you do is cut, cut, cut. Now, if you're a person like me and you hoard punches, then you probably have these punches from Stampin' Up. Scallop tag topper punch. Or let's see what else. Fancy tag topper punch or what have you. You may have some of these things. And if you do, all you're going to do, you might have a fancy, you're going to make your little treat that's 2 inches wide and you're going to push it in there and double check that it's all the way in there. And again, I'm going to go through this whole thing when I do my paper pumpkin tutorial, but you see, that's how you get the little thing. I gusseted the bottom too because there was already a seam where the card was, so I just figured I'd gusset the bottom to make it stand up better. So you're turning the card pieces from that into this, and then you're turning them into this. You're taking the extra little pieces of card, and you're making the little wrap, which I'll show you again. And when I go over that, boom, boom, and you have a place for your little bunny, a holder for your bunny. I put the bunny in last. You just fold the little bunny like that, the Ghirardelli chocolate bunny, and then you just put the string on it, and you make a cute little treat. So that's what I'm going to be doing with all my cards, all the rest of my cards. All right, now I have a couple more things to show you. Let's see. Here's another way you could take your ScanNCut objects and take the photorealistic piece. I don't want to say photorealistic, but the painting for your paper pumpkin, and it came with a frame and all this, and just add a couple of your little stamped embellishments to jazz up your card. Okay, another idea for your paper pumpkin kit is to take the pieces from the cards and cut them apart because the cards come like in the front and back like this. And I think, oh, well, I can use the back for something and the front for something, and you can emboss it. This is the embossing folder that's available until tomorrow. It's the free embossing folder it's part of Celebration. Sweet or Softly and Sentimental. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name. Softly Stippled. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank with the name of it. Softly Sophisticated, maybe. I can't remember the name of the embossing folder. As many times as I used it. Okay, so I have more examples, but they're not, like this one's not a ScanNCut example, but this is the one I told you where I just took the card and put it on a pool party background with a little piece of gold. This is just an alternative project. I'm still working on the alternative projects and should be done by next week. Or not by next week, but it's the middle of the week. Maybe by the end of this week. Maybe by tomorrow. I mean, who knows how inspired I get to finish up these projects. But that is some things you can do with your kit. And then lastly, if your Celebration, you can even fit a light up in. Celebration, we've been talking about Celebration items, and yesterday I did a tutorial on how to use the trusty Toolbox Designer Series paper to cut out different things from the paper with your ScanNCut. So if you missed that, check it out. All right, as promised, I'm going to open up a kit. So what you can do is, I'll open this one. This is a full kit. I get 2 kits in the mail each month. And so when I do the paper pumpkin tutorial, I will open up my second full kit. But as a subscriber, you can get what's called a refill. It comes in this beautiful box. This is a refill, meaning you're not going to get the stamps again or the stamping spot. So every time, when you first subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you get a really cute little stamping block. It's like this, but it's much thinner. And then you get, every time with each kit, you get a stamping spot, which is the ink. But I always use like bigger stamping inks, like bigger ones. But you get all this fun stuff, okay? So that's the difference between a refill and this. The first time you subscribe, you're going to get a stamping block. Every month, you're going to get a set of stamps, and next month is a free set of stamps. You're getting 2 sets of stamps in March. And the stamping spot, okay? Other than that, this is what the contents of a kit look like when you subscribe to my Paper Pumpkin. And by the way, if you're not in the U.S. or you can only subscribe to me if you're in the U.S. So I have to make that clear. Like, sorry, those you guys watching on Australia, you don't have Paper Pumpkin there. They don't have it. They only have it in U.S. and Canada, but I can't sell it in Canada. Like, there are other people that can, but I can't. I'm a U.S. demonstrator, so I can only sell Paper Pumpkin in the U.S. Just like my retreat kit, because it contains so much Stampin' Up! Product in it for my retreat, you can only be in the U.S. to get my retreat kit and prizes. But you're all getting a prize just by being at the retreat, because you're all going to get a free digital coupon for my upcoming ScanNCut course when you join the retreat. It's just that I can't send you physical prizes unless you're in the U.S. Anywho, this is me trying to get this open and grunting. Grunting noises. So, love it, right? So, thank you, Debbie Salinas, for asking for those thumbs up. All right, there we go. So, this is the contents of a kit and the refill. The refills are like, I don't know, $11, $11.50. But if you're a demonstrator, you also get a discount on top of that. So that's pretty cool. You get adhesive to help put your boxes together. Yeah, I know, super tough plastic, right? You get adhesive. This is like a tear and tape adhesive. You get some twine for your boxes. And there was more than enough twine to do my little treats. I was able to use enough twine for 3 boxes and 2 treats. And when I'm talking about treats, my little treats. Oh, and the other way to make a little treat. Some of you don't have punches like I have. So you can use a corner rounder, which I did. I used a corner rounder, and then I used this punch from Stampin' Up! To make the hole. Just wanted to show you that. But the corner rounder, we have corner rounder punches at Stampin' Up! Too, but they may be retired right now. But I just want to show you how I made the hole for the treat if you don't have a tag topper punch. Cool, right? I don't know what this is called, or if it's even available now. Anywho, let's get back to this. You have all the stuff you need. No, you don't need a ScanNCut to join the retreat. You can just watch the retreat all day and have fun learning about the ScanNCut. And then if you are going to get a ScanNCut, please use my link in my Amazon store to buy a ScanNCut, because I get a commission when I think I sell more ScanNCuts than Brother does. But most people forget to use my links. Anywho, I get a commission when you buy a ScanNCut through my Amazon store. But you can just watch the retreat and participate and still get all the projects and everything. And you could be following along with the Cricut if you know how to use your Cricut, and do all the projects with the Cricut machine that I'm doing with the ScanNCut. Not all the projects, but a lot of them can be. Anywho, let's see. They're dimensionals. I don't know why the word eluded me, dimensionals. Those are the things you pop up. And then you get some little puffy, these are little puffy things, and then some glue dots. Okay, here are the 3 cards that I'm turning into treats with my refill kit. Okay. Here are the 3 boxes. Super easy to assemble. Already made for you. Again, I got this refill last week, so I don't know if it's available. I should check. I mean, I don't know if it's still available on our store, but this refill is a good refill to get. And I think I'm going to try to get another refill, because I just like these boxes. And I like, for teacher gifts. I'm just going back and forth. Yeah, the ScanNCut is totally worth the investment. It's my best crafting tool. I mean, followed by my Stampin', Cut, and Emboss machine. I like my electronics. I like the ScanNCut best, followed by my Stampin', Cut, and Emboss machine, followed by the stamping stamparatus, the stamp positioning tool. Those are like my favorite tools. I mean, is that easy or what? You're just gonna put the. That's how easy it is to set up the box with some and put some adhesive on there, some string. You're good to go. All right. Anywho, keep on going. So you get 3 of those, and then you get 3 of these. These are the little wreaths for your projects. And you needed to. I didn't realize this the first time because I cut this all apart. I didn't know this was a frame for the card because I never really read the instructions. So this time you should read the instructions because this little thing, if you cut it apart, it's still cute. You can use the grass, right? And then here. Okay, so Amy, send me a photo of your card before you cut up the slim lines. These are the slimline cards, and I do love these cards, but all I'm saying is I don't need that many cards. Like I send some Easter cards, but I don't need so many Easter cards because in my Stampin' Up! Or Celebration series, I made like loads of Easter cards already for you with the Celebration stamp set. But anyway, these are the instructions. And that's where shows you how to use that frame. Okay, because there's no printout of the stamped image onto the plastic anymore, you get these little inserts. So this helps tell you what's on your stamped image, or what's on your plastic. Yeah, so it's not that I don't think that the slim cards are cute as can be. I guess I could use the Happy Springtime cards and use some of them. And I do love the envelopes that come with them. I'm just saying that I'd rather make treats out of them because I use a lot more 3D projects than I do cards. That's all. But, I mean, these are stinking adorable. Okay, here's the cards. So you have 3 bunny cards. Now, look. This is, to me, screaming to be cut up into 2 cards and put onto other cardstock. And that's when you have all this, stretch these out. Cute little envelopes and then cute little panels. So these got this little banners. You got the little bunny and chick. You got the little daffodils. You got these. And one thing I do with these, because there's a little bit of nibs sticking off of them, is I take my scissors. Or you could take a nail file. Either one. And you can get rid of any little nibs that were used to stick to this. All right, so that's what the contents of a refill looks like. Pretty much the contents of a whole kit looks like that. And now I want to show you, I found my corner rounder, which I was looking for. So I want to just show you how to make that treat real quick. So you can use a corner, this is my corner rounder. I think I put this in my tools in the Amazon store too. So it's an industrial one. Pretty cool. So you can do that to your little thing, and then you can make that little wrap from the extra cards and the extra pieces like this can be your wrap, or you can use the envelopes, I think is what I use for the wraps, to wrap around it. But you could use the edge of a card if you want cardstock wraps, or you can use the envelopes. All right, so in summary, let's get rid of that. I just went over the paper pumpkin kit. And we took the stamped images from the paper pumpkin kit. We took the bunny, we took the chick, and we took the daffodils and we cut them out. Then I showed you how to cut layers using cardstock. And I also showed you how to color these bunnies and how to use those for projects. And here were just a few of the projects. This is my Fresh Freesia bunny with my Daffodil Delight chick. This one is like probably my favorite as far as fitting onto this tag treat. I like using the punch to make the tag treat. And inside here are this little Ghirardelli chocolate bunnies. Okay, you can put bunnies on everything. They look adorable. You can decorate your boxes. You can have extra embellishments for cards. You can take your other cards that look like a painting and add your little stamped images that you cut out on top of them. We can add wobble springs to our little bunnies, which I'll do for the next tutorial. We can jazz them up on the fronts of the boxes and the fronts of cards. I mean, there's so much you can do. I hope this tutorial was useful to you. Now you know how to cut, color, layer, and use your stamped images that came in your Paper Pumpkin kit. If you want to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, why not subscribe with me? And you can do that by clicking on the link in the offerings beneath, or there's a link to my store where it says Paper Pumpkin subscription. So go to my Stampin' Up store, and then, you know, go to my Paper Pumpkin subscription. All right, it says, could you scan the box of the ScanNCut? Could I scan the box in the ScanNCut and save it to cut out and decorate later? Could I scan the box? Oh, yes, of course I could, but I teach you how to make boxes. So if you want to learn how to make your own boxes and baskets and all that, I have a thought about that. I just tell you that thought because it's a good question. So you could, yes, technically you could, okay? You know, yes, technically you could just do this, but there's no point in doing this because I teach you in my courses how to make your own boxes. And if you did this, if you scanned it in and, you know, you're going to miss this pattern, that pattern, these score lines, these holes, right? You're going to still have to make all these lines and scores yourself, and it's going to be such a pain, and it's not going to be in good quality cardstock like this with the 2 different colors. Like, this is factory made. Like, you're not going to be able to replicate this. And it's better that you just make your own box using the methods I teach you in how to make your own box in my box making course. And make boxes and baskets any way you want from scratch using my course or template maker. If you're trying to do that, if it's so much easier just to buy, like, what did I say, $11 refill? Like, for the time it's going to save me, I'm going to probably get another refill next time I order, just because the time it saves me and the beauty of these boxes. But that's a great question. So yes, you can, but why would you want to, right? Like, sometimes you can do stuff with the ScanNCut, but like, there's no reason to, because it's like extra work and it's not really worth the time and effort. So thank you, greetings and more by Creative Corner. Nice to see you. And thank you guys for your comments. All right, have a great evening, and we will catch you again real soon. Bye-bye.